Hi, welcome to Sprouts, a volunteer-run co-op spreading love and local food to the UBC community, located on the traditional, ancestral, and unceded territory of the Musqueam people. And today we're going to talk to a few of their volunteers and learn more about the Sprouts Cafe.
My name is Kushi. I use any pronouns, and my role at Sprouts is I'm on the leadership team, so I'm one of the 4 co-directors that run the entire space.
I'm Hannah Tahami. I'm one of Sprouts' co-workshops coordinators here.
I'm Freddie. I am the Community Fridge co-coordinator on Sprouts. I've been on the board for coming up 2 years now.
Yeah, so Sprouts is honestly a really awesome space. We consider ourselves a food security initiative as well as a little cafe that lives in the Life Building. We run a diversity of resources. So we have the cafe, we've got our fridge, we've got our markets, we've got free lunches on Fridays, and I think our overall mission is just to make food affordable, nutritious, and accessible to students, but not just students, to everyone in the UBC community alike. Just food is for all, that's our underlying belief, and we try to let that come through across all of our initiatives.
Yeah, so Sprouts is a volunteer-run, student-led cafe that is affordable, local, and sustainable. We tackle issues around food security and ensuring everyone is food secure, while also other socio-political issues in this space. All our food is sourced no further than Washington State, so we're also very local, and everything is pretty cheap and affordable, famous for our dollar coffees.
Yeah, so I think there's 2 things that really highlight that. One is making things as affordable as possible, whether that means having subsidized meals that are $5 or $6, or having those free meal cards for our volunteers so you can give 2 hours a week here and then, get a free meal out of it. Plus, we do 30 free meals every day, so anyone can get a free meal, no questions asked. I think that just makes things easier for a lot of people across the board. But the other thing we really emphasize is having diverse resources, not only within our space, but across the campus community. We really fight for having a variety of food security resources because people have different needs to access, right? The food bank works great for some people, but others might not want to give away information to be able to access those things, while something like community fridge or pantry might work better for others. And so we really advocate for that diversity across campus as well as within our space.
Yeah, our community is very open, inclusive. Anyone can come, no judgment. Anyone can use this space without judgment. We offer free meals throughout the day, and anyone can use those and grab a free meal with no questions asked and no judgment. So we focus on our community and inclusivity more so by our actions and our values in this space rather than food, because food is never going to be perfect, but we do try our best.
I think the challenge is that food security or food insecurity is a pretty big issue, both within UBC, within the Canadian university system, and in the world. Right now, it's a very systemic issue, right? So Sprouts, we do all we can to serve our local community, but addressing the fact that 40% of students are reported to be food insecure isn't something that one organization with 200 volunteers can do. So it really means bringing together different organizations, putting together ideas to solve these problems on a larger scale, but also recognizing that we're all students that have capacity and have other lives to live is important. So I think one of the challenges is aiming too high and not being able to get there. But that being said, we are doing all we can to sort of meet those different needs, like I said. Yeah.
We, in addition to also running our cafe, we do take a lot of action as our community. Our co-presidents last year were the spear holders of Hungry for Change and that massive campaign, massive protest. They did organize and run that, and Sprouts did really help elevate that and really bring voice to this issue on campus. I think our goal is to just continue to do what we're doing, spread the word to more people. Hopefully, at some point, we'll get to upgrade our space so more people can be involved, because honestly, the more people we can have, the more funding we'll get, and the more we'll be able to address these issues by having more opportunity to expand our space. But at the same time, I feel like it can't just be us. So as much as it's just us putting all this effort in, we're hoping other people maybe can learn from us and expand it in their own ways, because we are also just students running this cafe. Students graduate, there's turnover. So our hope is that more people are inspired by what we're doing so they can do the same for themselves.
Long term, I want to highlight 4 things. The first 3 are touched on already: accessibility, affordability, and nutrition. We are fully vegan to make ourselves more accessible and nutritious as well, because vegetables are important and some people only eat those. affordability, because affordability, we're in an affordability crisis right now, and nutrition, which is also, again, the vegetables, and also just like being able to access food that isn't just like a slice of bread or ramen, which is what a lot of university students end up eating, right? And the fourth thing we're really focusing on this year is building community and solidarity within Sprouts and beyond Sprouts to other organizations on campus. So long-term, to address sustainable food systems on campus, it's not something we can just do by ourselves. We want to work together with spaces like Agora, Roots on the Roof, The Farm, to sort of bring us all together and make sure we're addressing food security on campus as a whole. Yeah.
Our volunteers are genuinely the life force of our operations. We genuinely would not be able to function without them. It goes from the little things that you don't think about, like my prep shifts, they soak the chickpeas every night to make sure that we can make bean dip and salad. We cut all the food. It just takes so much time and energy and just to simply get all the food and make it in such huge batches. We're making like food for like hundreds of people. And I think just the fact that the volunteers are taking time out of their days, they're not getting paid, and they just have the love and appreciation for the community to be able to take their time out of the day to help out and pay it forward. And I think that's really beautiful, and I think that's why Sprouts as a community is so wonderful.
We are all volunteers. Volunteers is what makes us who we are, and volunteers always come first at Sprouts. We wouldn't be here without all the wonderful general volunteers and senior volunteers we have. So the only way I can answer that question is Sprouts is the volunteers. That is what we are. And I just want to say thank you to the wonderful volunteers that are part of our community, as well as everyone that accesses our resources. Sprouts wouldn't be what it was if we didn't have so much support from the community around us and from the university. And while it's a struggle sometimes to keep things running as volunteers, it's always so worth it when we see people eating our food and walking around our space, smiling and laughing and making art together. And so, yeah, just a big shout out to everyone who comes to Sprouts, and come to Sprouts if you haven't.
And now we're here at Roots on the Roof to learn more about their garden and meet some of their executives.
My name is Judith. I use she, her pronouns, and I am the club president of Roots on the Roof.
My name is Carly Hilbert. I use she, her pronouns, and I'm the director of Roots on the Roof.
So Roots on the Roof, we're a student-led organization, and we mostly garden with the 192 square meter space on the rooftop of the nest. Most of the food that we produce goes back donated to the community, goes to many food initiatives on campus. Some of them goes to like for example, like the UBC Food Hub Market and also like UBC Sprouts. Yearly on average, we produce like around 1,200 pounds of produce. So yeah, it's a pretty sizable amount.
We use our main space as a teaching garden. We host a lot of tours, we host a lot of classes. We run a lot of education programs. In addition, we are legally a farm. We do produce a lot of produce. As Judith was saying, we produce over 1,200 pounds of produce a year, which is really impressive. And then per square meterage, we are about 5.2 times more productive than the average small farm, which is a fact I'm very proud of. But we do a lot of community outreach. Our goal is to not just make agriculture something only agricultural people can enter, but to really open up the space and bring everybody in. We're a very small executive team. There's 5 of us in total. We're a very small core team, at numbering just about 13. And volunteers help make everything run. They help garden, they help set up and take down for our events. They help even come up with events. Our core team is very small and is open to everybody, but a lot of people find that they don't want to join the team permanently and just want to come in, give their input, share this amazing idea, and then, they have to go do something else. So volunteers really are the backbone of this group, and I think you're going to hear that from a lot of organizations here on campus.
The kind of initiative and the efforts that we do, and also like the feeling like a sense of like importance towards this initiative. And that's why we run these kinds of engagements and these workshops, because we want to promote the food literacy on campus, and also to help alleviate food insecurity, and to let other students also know like the importance of this on campus.
Ultimately, I want more people to be involved. I'm very excited and very proud of the work that I've done and the work that the executive team has done, but we are students. We're going to graduate. We're not here forever. And I think my personal greatest dream is for a bunch of people earlier in their degrees to take the helm. In a place like a university, continuation is key, and that means getting more and more people to come try it out. What I want to encourage people is that, if the food security issue really speaks to you and you want to get involved, come try it out on the small scale. Learn your lessons, make mistakes here, make them small and make them frequently and learn fast. Then when you've learned your lessons and you're like, all right, I think I know what I want to do, take it to the big leagues. People want to find solutions, but what we're lacking is ideas and what we're lacking is in capacity, and the way to solve those two issues is to bring more and more people to it.
One of the long-term goals of Rotor is to help strengthen the network of gardens and other similar initiatives. There's also agronomy garden, and there's also like orchard garden. There's also with Silward Garden. It's very important that the relationship and the network that we have with these gardens and also other initiatives like the Woodward Seed Library is to be maintained close and strong. That way that we are able to like support one another.
My favorite produce is something we don't actually sell very much, but it's broccoli leaves. I hate the head of broccoli, but I love leaves. It's fantastic. Great source of iron. Fun things that you can get if you grow the food yourself, but not if you buy them. So that's probably my favorite thing that we grow.
Okay, my favorite thing to grow and probably to harvest is probably garlic. Going through winter, there's not a lot of greenery that's present on the garden, except with the exceptions of a few brassicas like our Brussels sprouts and also like our kale. So to see things start sprouting is a sign that garden activities are soon going to start picking up.
Roots on the Roof is empowering.